This is Love Sport.
Yeah, hi, it's Kelvin MacKenzie on Love Sport Radio. Now, this is going to be the best part of the show for me by 1,000 miles, I suspect. So, we have in the studio Christopher Cooper, a wine expert, or the wine expert, as you prefer to be called. And we have a challenge ahead of us. I salute Morrison's, the supermarket. They have a Sauvignon Blanc from the central Wairau Valley. I'm not sure how you pronounce that.
Well, that's Wairau.
Yeah, well, thanks very much indeed, Christopher. To be corrected so early on in the piece is a little fun. Anyway, Wairau, which is in Marlborough, New Zealand. And it cost £7, which is good, spectacular value.
It's a great value.
And it's been crowned the best supermarket bottle in the world at the Decanter World Wine Awards. It scored 97 points out of 100. It was one of the top 20 wines in the whole world after winning platinum. I must say, give credit again to Morrison's, because they had a Ruby Port there for £7. They also won a platinum. No other UK supermarket won a platinum medal. By the way, I should point out, I'm not being paid by Morrison's to say this. It just is, when you get a supermarket that does this kind of stuff, they deserve a round of applause. So I have, or more importantly, Christopher has brought along 4 bottles for us to taste. So just the sound effects, thank you. That's what we're reduced to around here. And we have a £3.50 bottle, a £4.35 bottle, a £7 bottle, and a £21 bottle. Now, in front of us, 4 glasses in front of Christopher and 4 glasses in front of me. We have to say which one we think is the £7, or even get any of this right. I suspect it's going to be difficult. How can you tell? How did you develop a talent? How old are you? You're no age. How did you know you were going to be drinking for a living?
It's a really difficult one. You just kind of fall into it, really. Nobody really tells you.
Or fall into it.
Well, exactly.
Fallen into it.
And it's just one of those things, really. You just find a natural affinity for tasting, and just kind of have really followed that ever since.
Okay, but what my other question is, do you like it so much that you end up not spitting but do consuming?
Well, absolutely, and to be honest, you know, when you taste so many wines throughout the week, you often have to have, you know, a certain amount of days off during the week so that you can not, if you like. So
right,
there is the slippery slope.
Not to mention giving your liver a rest.
Absolutely.
Okay, fine. So, would you like? So actually, what we're trying to do though is to work out which is the £7 one, aren't we?
It's a Sauvignon Blanc off, shall we say? The taste off of Sauvignon.
A Blanc off. Now I have in the studio with me as well. And now that, in fact, we've got more producers. It's amazing, isn't it? Normally I sit here on my own, Billy No Mates, right? Where the lady tech op and the program director, they're sitting there spinning around, looking out the window, hoping the show would come to an end, and nobody's showing the slightest bit of interest. Free alcohol turns up, and
as soon as there's a little bit of wine on the table, they're all here.
They're all here, Wembley. Right, so how do you suggest we do this?
Well, as an independent adjudicator, I think we start with wine number 1. We'll work our way through to wine number 4, and then you can put down what your guesses are for your prices.
Hold on 1 second. I'm following Christopher's.
So we're going to have a little swirl.
Why are we doing a 12?
So you swirl the wine in the glass simply just to release the aromas within the glass. And so when you stick your nose inside the glass, those aromas that you've been swirling out of the liquid itself will suddenly go into the nose itself.
Well, when you have a hooter my size, it has to be a fairly large glass.
Now, I noticed there's no spitting going on. I know it's a Friday afternoon.
Okay.
What did you think of those wines? Do you like the taste of them?
No, I didn't. I thought it was vinegary, and I'd almost guarantee that it would be the £3.50 jobby. But
see, I quite liked it because I thought it was quite light and fresh and dry, and I think that's typical of the sort of the Sauvignon Blanc style, shall we say?
Okay.
Is it a good example of? I think it was okay. I don't think it was one of the greatest ones in the list. I probably would suggest that one's not the 21 pounder.
Well, nether regions in that one, I can tell you.
Well, quite.
Let's try wine number 2 then. This makes great radio, by the way.
Absolutely. Oh, we need to do the slurpy thing as well, I suppose.
Yeah. Have we got a bucket?
What are we feeling there? What aromas are coming through
Well,
to you?
you tell me, Christopher. You know of these things.
Well, I quite like that. I mean, that's got a very sort of classical Sauvignon-y sort of aroma and freshness on the finish. It's got that sort of gooseberry, herbaceous-y sort of ness that really comes through. Very sort of cut grass and limes, I would say.
Do you know what?
It was just on the tip of your tongue, wasn't it?
He's saying all this. He's been mugging all this up. He doesn't believe any of it. He doesn't believe any of it. Actually, it's very nicely put, Christopher. I thought it was better than the other lot.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that it turns out to be either the winner or the 475. I'm going to go for the 475 on that one, I'm
Right,
afraid.
okay.
Right, number 3. Now, here we go. Right, Christopher, give it your shout.
Okay. Swirl it around.
Listeners,
Get your conch in there.
You can't hear anything, but everybody here is getting stuck into this, right?
There's
There
a
is no
very
spitting
nice,
going on.
very nice dripping effect coming down the glass. Doing my David Attenborough now. You join us in the studio as Kelvin MacKenzie sips a glass of wine.
his lips.
No,
Well, I quite like that. That's a bit more delicate. A bit more elegant, I
do you
would
know
say.
what? You're not being. Do you know what? That makes me wonder whether that's the Morrison's one because what you've got to say. I tell you what, I haven't think I've tasted the Cloudy Bay yet. So I'm going to put that one down as the Morrison's winner.
Right.
Okay, number 3.
Number 3 is your Morrison's, right.
Okay.
And the last one.
This is the one. Now,
Let's get it.
if this isn't the the 21 quidder. Now, 21 quid is Cloudy Bay, right? I
Yeah.
know of Cloudy Bay.
Mm-hmm.
I know of Cloudy Bay. When I had money, which is before I bought Love Sport, I would drink this, and it's too nice. Christopher, what do you think of it?
So now you're much more of a Morrison's shopper, shall we say? in terms of wine.
Well, actually, I'm an Aldi's shopper, and the market. Things have gone really downhill. But the staff, they're all at Waitrose, so don't worry.
Right, try
Right,
this
have a
one.
try of this one, see what you think.
Wine number 4. This is the final one in our taste test.
Okay, what do you think of that one, Calvin?
I think that was pretty strong. You know what I think? I think that is the Morrison's.
Ah,
And I think that one must have been the Cloudy Bay, the 21 quidder. So I think that's the Morrison's job. It's very impactful. Honestly, the aroma around it was sensational.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know enough about it. If my brother were here, he knows all about wine in the sense that he drinks so much of it.
I think all 4 of those are very exciting and they're all very expressive of the sort of the Sauvignon Blanc flavour, shall we say. But 4 very different examples of. And I think that's a really good thing to look at.
So just to clarify then,
Yeah.
can we just say, wine number 1, Chris, what do you think that is?
I reckon wine number 1 was the 475.
Kelvin?
I thought it was the 350.
Wine number 2?
I thought wine number 2, because of its strength and because of its sort of freshness, and it was much more forward than the other 3, I think that's the 21 pounder.
Okay, I thought that one was the 475.
Wine number 3.
I thought that was the Morrison's winner.
Did you?
Yes.
Did you? Right, okay. That may be where I've dropped the clanger. I did at the first, but I changed it to the Cloudy Bay, was number 3.
And then wine number 4?
Was Morrison's, I said.
Was the
Chris?
cheapie.
You've gone with the cheapie. I hate to tell you, Chris is right. Wine number 4
Chris is right.
was the cheapest of the lot.
It's a disgrace.
And believe it or not, alcohol-free.
Which one was?
Wine number 4. It's an
Goodness
Iceberg Sauvignon Blanc 2017.
That is a cheat.
There you go, have it.
Absolute
Take
cheat.
that one home with you, Kelvin.
Well, no wonder it had a funny sound, funny thing to it. Is that right? So I got that completely wrong. Start from the beginning.
Yeah,
number
wine
one.
La Richois.
Yeah.
That's a Colombard Sauvignon.
Yeah.
This is 475
Oh,
from
right,
Morrison's.
okay, yeah.
French.
Yeah.
Wine number 2
Yeah.
was the Cloudy Bay.
Was it really?
Yeah.
And I said it was the 475 jobby, not the 21 jobby.
£21 in Sainsbury's, a really nice mould.
Mhm.
And wine number 3 then was the wine that has been declared the best in the world. £7 from Morrison's, a Marlborough New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc Master Craft.
Okay.
What was your favourite of them, though?
Well, actually, funnily enough, I quite like number 3. To be absolutely honest with you.
I think the thing about
Yeah.
it's such an elegant, soft, smooth Sauvignon Blanc, and it just shows exactly why it's won the award, because it is a little bit more easy drinking.
Okay, explain this to me. So you are the head buyer of wine at Morrison's. How do you luck into a great winner like this? And will the publicity lead to extra sales, or is it just a nice to have?
I think the publicity does lead to extra sales, and it's obviously seen to be out of stock in many of the Morrisons that a lot of people might go to at the moment, simply because it's won the award. But to get a wine like this takes a lot of time. There's a lot of conversations with a lot of winemakers over a lot of years to get to the stage where they're at, and it was relationships that have been built over.
Yeah, but how do you mean? You're not saying to the vine people, you grow this, you manufacture this kind of wine, and we'll buy it in quantity of you.
Yeah.
Or are you saying, we just tasted this bottle, we'll have 100 crates of it?
I'd say it's more the former. It's more along. Yeah, they would spend a lot of time generating relationships over a longer period to ensure that they get consistently, year upon year, better and better quality Sauvignon Blanc that keeps coming through.
Okay, so you are the head buyer at Morrison's. Does this mean you get a pay rise? Does it mean that you get promoted? Does it mean that this has just been a piece of luck? Presumably they change all the time.
I would think one gets a pat on the back of some sort, absolutely. But yeah, I think when you start to see the sales that have come through after having won such an award like that, then that's the winner, really, isn't it?
And okay, I have a question mark about. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I have a question mark about the future of Majestic. And my issue is: are the supermarkets cheaper, better, or are they all on a par?
I think the supermarkets are really coming to the fore right now with some really amazing wine and amazing quality at great prices. A lot more quality in that between £5 to £10 range that you'll find in a lot of supermarkets these days.
I'm in that market. I don't know enough about wine, and therefore I would buy at around £7. Once I wouldn't drift over 10, although I have some fancy friends who have some reds which really make it sound worthwhile.
I mean, this New Zealand Sauvignon at sort of between £5 and £10. It's a really competitive market, and for Morrison's to have won that particular race, shall we say, good on them. I think it's a great value wine.
Okay, Christopher, that's been the best fun I've had on the show today, and really enjoyable.
Excellent.
As I stagger into the daylight, I'll be thinking of you, Christopher Cooper, a wine expert. Morrison's, well done to you, mateys. And after the break, I'm going to talk about an upcoming interview between Chris Tarrant and Piers Morgan.